Hi everyone, you're watching Jean FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. And the sponsor of this video is simplefx.com, offers Forex and cryptocurrency CFDs trading. And now you can deposit with Bitcoin. Please check description for the link to SimpleFX. And now technical analysis, we're starting with euro dollar as usual. This week actually was quite profitable. I could actually trade even though I was on a traveling and still got some trading and still trading with the other broker. I told you I'm trying to do some trading and see slightly 300 plus pips I made, but I'm not sure if I'll continue again with them because I could not trade on the news events, and as you know I do like to trade during the news. So that's kind of a huge minus to this one. So it's at the end of the day right now I have $200 and like I have profit, so I probably I'm going to give up on it anyway. So okay, let's start with what happened this previous week and what I will be looking for next week. Just as I'm saying, I'm not sure if I will be able to trade. I have a little bit more plans for this coming week, but okay, let's see. Euro dollar, I didn't do any trades at all. It's still in the head and shoulders pattern, as you can see, and it's pretty much as expected. We had remember this previous week, this where it was, and we had some news from Catalonia and expected euro drop. It did have a drop, and it stayed inside again the shoulder area, so then it was just balancing around. And before the American news, it didn't give me anything to go and try to go for a trade during the news events. And you can see we know that non-farm come out very bad, but there are still talkings with increasing the interest rates. That's why there were not huge movements. Okay, with such a bad non-farm, of course, you would expect euro should shoot. That's what I was expecting. As I was saying to you that probably after non-farm it should go up and possibly even reach the shoulder area. Okay, but it did drop a little bit and then it's recovered, and but not much movement. So this coming week, as usual, will be some news. So of course, don't forget to follow all the news, what's happening, and of course, there will be like the main ones. Concentration is again American news. So it's all about those interest rates. Will be FOMC minutes, and I think that would be probably like the main event in the calendar. But also don't forget about, like I'm always reminding you about the political events, what's happening, and there will be conferences again for Euro. So that's why just watch out for any news coming. So what would I expect? You see, there is something is still not sure what's happening in Barcelona, in Catalonia, because would have expected, of course, the euro to drop a bit more, but it didn't. So of course, just follow it, just see what is happening out there too. And so with all of this, I would possibly just wait again to go to any of the areas of the levels. So for example, if it will sit around this area, then if possibly will be good news again for dollar about interest rates. So I'll possibly see the market to try to break, right? So for euro to go down. So we'll be trying to break that level. Possibly if nothing, well, before the news, you might still have a little bit more movements up to the top shoulder area. So then I'll be waiting for anything creating around this area. Okay, so at this point you can see we're still in the pattern, so it didn't come out from it, and just watching and following all the news, what's happening, just following the same strategy. Okay, so but at this moment it's still in the head and shoulders. So that's all, guys, for euro dollar. Just like I'm saying, let's say the main scenario we'll be looking for, of course, is to try to break that level, and still looking as it's head and shoulders. Okay, it didn't come too high, right, to the top of the shoulder, but it's still inside, so there is still a possibility it will continue as a pattern, working as a pattern. So the one of the scenarios. If not, then you can see all the levels are still the same. The top level stays here, and the next level would be still the same, okay, of the uptrend channel. You see, that's why I'm not removing it just yet, because of course there is also a possibility for it to come back. So that's what I will be looking at euro dollar. Okay, pound dollar, that's one of the main pair I was selling this week is pound dollar. And what happened previously, remember, we were looking at a possibility of maybe it could be a double top. So the first thing was, of course, with the all news what's happening with Brexit, expectation was the main for pound to break that level. And I was telling you in the previous video, so that would be the first thing. I was waiting for breaking out and I was selling. So this is where I was selling. When it's broke first time here, then it had a slowdown around this area, and after it's broke, I sold again. So before the news event for the American dollar, I come out from all the trades I found. So that's why I'm not in a trade with at all. But we'll be waiting for, of course, the most, the main first thing would be is to continue way down because of this news with Brexit, and also with interest rates for the dollar makes it stronger. So of course I would expect a continuation of the falling. But to go now into the trade, I would need a little bit of consolidation. So yeah, I need to a little bit slowing down. At the same time, of course, it could be a correction, and also if we would look at FIBA levels, so it could be possibly, might continue to the level 78, maybe some consolidation around here, or right now it's around 61 level. So possibly if it will create something around here, like it did at 38 level, you can see here. So this is how I use the Fibonacci. I'm not usually draw them, just not to spend too much time, but now you can see again. So we see around 38 level when it's first time stopped. After that break, right? Next break. And now waiting for any creation of any consolidation around the levels. Okay. Of course, I would expect it to continue way down, and of course one of the main levels here possibly. At the same time, if we would look on the bigger charts, I will remove the Fibonacci so you understand, and we do have a little bit of here, you see, I'm not going to draw this level, but just bear in mind that you can see, so it's pretty much the same, probably would be with crossing with Fibonacci. So that's what I'm saying, it could continue and have a little bit slowed down around this area. See that little level if I draw it. So there is a possibility, so it could be slowing down and stopping around here. Who knows what news could be? So of course it could possibly be a bit of the correction. So it might, from that level, maybe will come a little bit for a correction. But of course, I'm still expecting it to go down. So now, in looking in a bigger picture, if we were expecting it looked like first a head and shoulders, then now we're looking more. It looks like it could be double bottom. You see, so this is how the one pattern could turn into the other pattern. So it was expectation of the head and shoulders turned around and going up. Now, if it's not, then there is a possibility for a double bottom. Okay, it's looking ahead, much more ahead. Okay, it's not in 1 week, not in this coming, but just expectation, because now they're talking about a little bit harder Brexit. So of course, if it would be hard Brexit, then possibly it will go down. And just like I was saying in the previous videos a long time ago, I was saying to you, because of all of this uncertainty, that's why I was expecting actually it to be around this area, okay, before we would know anything. And of course, again, looking ahead, if it will be a hard Brexit, then of course, possibility it will go down and actually will not be double bottom. It will be actually trying to break and even go lower. I would think so. It could be a possibility, even though that's the lowest we had. If you look, it's like that's the lowest. But if it will be not too bad, then possibly with all this again, before it will happen, maybe it will sit in here, maybe it will create this double bottom. And if it will be actually not bad conditions for UK, then I would expect it as a double bottom, and possibly with economy growing and changing everything, then it possibly might go back up. But at this moment, my main thought would be it will go down. Actually, I was talking about it previous videos all the time, because with all what's happening with Brexit, it's that's the first thing you would think, of course, that the pound should drop. So, but of course the corrections all the time, so could be. So just like I said, again, waiting for any consolidation, maybe a little bit low, maybe around this area, and then I will be looking for the entry points. But as I'm saying, is it dropped quite well, then it could be possibly a bit of the correction. So that's why I will be probably looking again for placing the orders both directions. Just I'm saying, it depends what kind of news are going to be. If it's like just a smooth, nothing major happens, then maybe a little bit of correction. Maybe it will be something else coming in and will just continue dropping. So that's all, because you see with American news coming, and if they're still will think to increase the interest rates, and I would possibly see it continue the way down. So this is just that's the obvious what should be. Okay, so now going to dollar yen. Of course, again, no trades for me was with dollar yen, because you see it still sits in this kind of channel. Okay, it's pretty wide channel, and you see the dollar yen doesn't make any movement. So right now we have a little bit more candles, let's say, inside. So it tried to break with the news, but then it went down because there were really bad news for non-farm, and it still stays around here. So of course now what I would be looking for is, well, will be news again, and possibly with this news there will be finally some movements. Well, expectation was with non-farm some movements, but because it's so confusing with interest rates and bad non-farm, but there are some a bit better other numbers, so that's why you see it's confused and sits around this area. So it's still in here, and just like I was saying to you previously, because it is uncertainty, it can move any directions. Now you see how it did. It went jump up, it didn't break that level, and then jump back down. So also there will be CPI, I think, maybe that also will be some, it's for American dollar, okay, so maybe some movements around there. But FOMC, I think, would be the main to concentrate on, and of course breaking one of the now levels would lead it either going up to the next level or going down to the next level. So that's all with dollar yen. So I personally would just wait and see how it will, if it will sit around here before the FOMC news, and see if it will break one or another level. So that's all with dollar yen. Okay, Australian dollar also I didn't have any trades. But remember, we have a double top by the look of it, of course, which could be double top or could be head and shoulders, okay, reminding you a little bit. So this is where it stayed this previous week. So it went up a little bit, went down. Just let's have a little bit better picture. So from the 1 hour chart, see, now you see it was around the level just as expected, went up a little bit, went down a little bit. So it sits around this area. It's tried to break it, and it kind of stays slightly below that level, okay? And again, with the news for dollar, then it's a possibility of this continue the way down, okay, and creating us a double top, walking out as a pattern double top, so, and continue the way down to the next level. So personally, again, if it will create anything good again before the news events, there was some news for Australian dollar. Well, obviously, you see it did have some movements. But I think now we will be concentrating on American dollars is for me personally, and if it will create anything around here, so then I will be looking for placing the orders, again, pending orders both directions. First, why both? Okay, again, first, just like I said, the main thought would be it will continue the way down. Yeah, if they will, again, in the FOMC, they will decide they will rise the interest rate. At the same time, because it's already went down, so why is it always like this? It could be a bit of corrections, okay? So when it moves one direction for quite a while, then we always expect it could be a correction. That's why possibility. But of course, the main thing would be the selling, okay? So for me, main would be for Australian dollar also going down because of this all around the American dollar news. So that's how it is. So at this moment you can see all around this area, just as I was warning you about the previous week when I was sitting here, I was telling you that we still have that area, okay, because of this little drop here, and this is the area to watch. So that's all with Australian. Now going to dollar CAD, also didn't have any trades, except could have been a really good trade around this area. So it still sits in our kind of a little uptrend channel and not breaking it yet, slightly moving, you see, up and a little bit down with the news events again, and of course again waiting for the news, see what the news are going to bring, and if it is all going looking good for the dollar, then we do expect, just as was expected previously, we have had and shoulders again upside down, yes, by the look of it, so continue going up. At least we have this area. So you see I have the level here, but you remember it's always plus minus slightly, so it would be this area, okay? So yeah, I would expect it to continue to go and create this neck area. and then we will see what's going to be next. Okay, so this is what with dollar CAD to look at, as just I'm saying, before the news event. So it could possibly just sit in this area again. You see how it was, had some movements, went up. So it does between the levels. So probably think it will go up again inside before the news events, and just as possibly, just like I'm saying, it's possibility with the news events it will just break and jump up if it will be a good news for dollar. So at the same time, of course, I would wait for any consolidation again before the news. Look at this, for example, that was a good opportunity to get into the trade. It's created this nice channel around one important level, another important level, and so it could be placing the trades pending order sell from that level a bit below, and of course from that area. For example, here, this is how I could make it. I didn't look at dollar CAD to go for because I was in trades with pound and also with gold, which I'll tell you a little bit about later. So you see, could have been the movement. You see, it's 12:30. There was some news and it went up and didn't reach the level, slightly low, just as usual we expect. So it would have been a good possibility to go for. So something similar again, waiting for this coming week, either creating anything around this level or around this level, so slightly lower, maybe a little bit also around here. Might not touch it exactly. I do prefer when it gets very close around the level. So that's what I would be looking for. Okay, and just like you see, if the non-farm didn't get out from the any area, so it could possibly also still stay inside, and I could see a possibility it could stay inside and just slowly continue in that channel to continue the way up to the neck area. So it could possibly do that. Okay. So of course, if it will do it, and if not, if it will be doing the other way, then of course breaking that level, that would be possibly a stopping point. And of course, if it will break that area, then continue. I would still consider this one could be the next stopping point. But the main thing right now at this point, the main thing is still going up. So that's how I look at dollar CAD. Okay, Euro Pound, no trades for me again. So I didn't expect that it will actually break like this because with all the not very bright news for Euro, I was expecting it still stay in this channel. But you can see it did break and went up a little bit. And of course, well, for me, I wouldn't go for any trades. I didn't see any possibilities to go for trade, even if I would look on the smaller charts. This could have been a possible trade, for example. Look at that as a channel around the important levels. So this could have been, like you see, again, pending orders for the buy, and also could have been pending order to sell. So it was a possible, but like I'm saying, I wasn't paying attention on it. I was busy with the other pairs. And so I didn't go for it. Well, it's just as you can see, it's expected because you saw how pound dropped and euro just ignored some big news. Well, it didn't have moved, but it didn't move too much. So of course that's why you would expect, okay, if it didn't do this, then that's what's happening. So right now again, this coming week, again, it depends if euro will stay in the shoulder, possibly if pound will continue to drop, then you would see that continue to go up. And at the same time, if maybe pound will have a little bit of correction, maybe the euro will start to drop because there will be some commentary, I think, for both actually, for end euro and pound. I think there will be some conferences. Just check it out. I'm saying I think because they can change anything. That's why you need to just check every day what is happening, what's the news are coming, any conferences, any comments, wherever. Just need to check everything. That's why I'm saying maybe. So you see right now it's actually got to about this area. So candle looks a little bit similar to the previous what we had in the history. So right now to go for trade, as it's been stopped here before in this area a little bit, so I would wait for any consolidation around this area. Okay, around this area, and again, like you see what's happening with both pairs, then I would look for two trades again, pending orders again for buy, for example. So if it will do anything around here, so for buy, and probably maybe possibly it will continue and reach that area, so it could be possibly target, or if it will go down, so that would be coming back to this area. Okay, so this would be the first, and then come back to to that area. So it could possibly be, and if it will, we will look on a bigger screen. In here, we still have on the monthly chart, it's still as a double top we had previously. There is still nothing around here, so you still can be maybe like, you see, might will continue up and then continue, will turn around, so it could be still a double top. On the daily chart, if we would just look at that part of the chart, so you see, that's what I'm saying, it could possibly continue going up and maybe even reach that maybe a little bit low and then turn around and might possibly create like a double top here too. So that's what it's kind of looking like. So okay, now going to gold. So I had trades with gold this week, and so what I was looking at previous week, like I was telling you about this area. You still remember I was, well, first of all, of course, it's broke this main area, okay? So that was important level. Then I thought, okay, possibly it would be stopped by this area, and it was a little bit, but it didn't create any of this, but I still sold. Like I told you, I noticed that gold does make quite good movements on Mondays, okay? So I thought we still have, it's broke already one of the important levels, I had a little bit down, a little bit up, still stays in this type of, kind of like a little channel, and I was expecting it probably will break because there still were good news for the dollar, okay? So which is not very good for gold. So it was dropping. So I thought it will probably drop, and I decided to just take a risk and go for the trade. So you can see the gold went down, and just like I was saying in the previous videos, the same when I said if it possibly will break that level, that important level here, then it would possibly will be maybe could chart a little bit. A target would be the next level. Okay, so it will go all the way down to this next level. So you see, this is what exactly it did, is expected, and so not sharply but slowly it went. Even with this little wing, it's, you see, it's plus minus. I always saying it might not touch it, but it's still near that. Okay, so this, I expected that, and that's why I decided to take a risk and go for it, because right now it's still always talking about the American dollar changing interest rates. So I'm repeating myself, but just for you to know and understand, if you're not watching each pair, because some people just don't watch each pair, they just scroll the video and looking for the pairs they're interested in. And so then afterwards, after that movement, I didn't make big, so it moved down a bit, so I was placing the stops, because with gold I'm trying to be careful, but I want to trade it a little bit more. But it's very volatile and makes huge movements really. So after it's created some kind of, you see, a bit of the correction, little bit of consolidation, let's say, I had another sell. So I had another sell. So I thought it was getting very close to that, didn't have any energy to break it, so I had another sell here. So, and just like I'm saying with other broker, I was trying to get the trades on the news events. As I'm saying, I'm probably not going to go with them anymore, because they definitely don't let you to trade the good, the big news. So that was a very nice channel, and I was trying to place the orders. I was trying to sell on the news events, and I couldn't sell, so I missed really nice movement here. So, which was really strange. I mean, I was trying to go for both orders, buy and sell again, because it's a very nice little straight channel, and of course I expected this bad news for non-farm, and I was thinking it will probably try to go up again, but no, look, it went down, and so could get a good profit on this one before it's turned around. So you see that it turned around because it's reacted on the bad news for American dollar, but still didn't make huge movement, so it didn't go up and break it. Of course, so what now I'm thinking and expecting again the news. You see, that's why I want to trade a little bit more gold, because gold reacts quite a lot on American news, and if I can see possibly it needs a correction. It's been dropping for so many weeks already. See, it went down and down, and it's something that's really weird with gold. With other pairs, it's easier to kind of predict, because you do expect correction at some point, and gold just can drop a huge amount without any corrections. Well, I had a bit of jump here, but it was just a Korean, again, news from North Korea, and but it's just continue way down. So I would expect it pretty much got to this level, to the bottom level, and come out a little bit from our channel, from that channel. I don't want to correct it anymore. We still have this top. I mean, I can try to see that possibly it could be something like this. You see, it's possibly could be something like that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'll just leave it as this, because if it is, will be stopping because of that top, I have that level. So if it will be stopped by that level, so see it's still in that channel, and then I'll correct it a little bit. So right now I'm leaving it just to see maybe it will have a correction, and I possibly will go up a little bit, but if there will be some, again, good news for American dollar changing interest rate, then I will probably see it going down again, okay? So if it will go maybe around this area, this level, will create some nice something like similar to what it was previously, again, some consolidation, then I would go for both trades, for both orders. I'm not going for both trades. I'm not buying and selling at the same time. I'm placing the pending orders, buy and sell. So one triggers or another triggers, but not buying and selling at the same time. Okay, so just to know the difference. So, and of course, if it will continue the way down, I would still expect that level as a stopping point and as any consolidation around this level. If it will continue go up and, for example, break that, it will stop around there, and this will be my next level for any slowing down, any channels around here. So, and then it would be next. So all the levels stays the same, just but what I'm saying is, because it was going down for so long, I would of course looking at possible correction. It could be possible correction. So you see, actually, if I will move a little bit this level, make it a little bit straighter, then it's pretty much actually touched it and even crossed it. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's plus minus because I have this little bottom. So it could be it did reach it, it come out. So of course from here, it's like what previously was done, what did. Then I would expect, yes, it could possibly turn around. But at the same time, you see, it's broken before, so it could also break it. So that's what I'm saying. Any consolidation again, watching what's happening with the news, and I will be placing orders both directions, okay? So because it can do and turn around at any time, but levels are still the same. Okay, and now going to pound yen. I actually had even a few trades with pound yen because it was, I don't usually trade this pair, and I'm not sure if I will be trading it, but I had very, very, very strong head and shoulder pattern here. You see, I have shoulder and head. I was talking about it, telling you about it. And when it's broke it this week, so it was like pretty much obvious that it's a very strong pattern to break. So it will now continue the way down. So at least to the next important levels, and even next ones, it was just breaking it and go smashing it. So, and pound yen does make also quite huge movements. That's why I'm not sure if I would want to continue it. And it has a little bit wider spread, so I'm not sure, but it just was a very good pattern. And too many good news to follow with the Brexit news. Okay, so but now it's also what do we have bigger on the bigger pictures. So it's, you see this little level I do have, even though it's kind of pretty much right now ignoring it, or maybe it could possibly be stopping. I mean, the first thing would be, of course, it will just continue. I think it will just continue the way down. Okay, with all this news, you know. At the same time, still maybe look at that level and see if it could be slowing down around it. But at this moment, you see, it's looking like a head and shoulders pattern worked out, and having a stop around here. So I would expect it to continue the way down at least to the next level. That would be my expectation. Right now, I would just wait for any consolidation around here, and would go for, again, both directions, both pending orders, just in case. Because, well, let's just see what if the FIBA levels, because it could be a little bit of correction, you know. Well, it's slightly 38 level, so that's what I'm saying. It could possibly be a little bit slowing down around here, and the first thing would be, of course, to continue next in that level. We have it with level 61, and next one is 78. We have the same this level. You see, so it's about FIBA levels I would look at. So that would be, but at the same time, possibly, as I'm saying, you see, it went down quite well. So it could possibly have a little bit of the maybe a little bit of correction. So at the same time, now it's worked out quite well, but not forgetting, like I'm saying, if it would be turning around, then looking possibly could be double top. Okay, it's just looking ahead. Of course, not in 1 week, but just looking ahead at the possibilities, what could be. Because, you know, with Forex, it could be something like a move in any directions. You can choose and pick any directions you want. So that's why just waiting for any consolidation here and looking for going to the trades. So, of course, do not forget about if there is anything from Japan for any news, just see what is coming from there. Okay, and that's all, guys. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like it, and I see you next week. Happy trading. Bye.